The calculator program is an interactive GUI application developed by using the tkinter library of Python. Tkinter is the standard GUI library for Python and is included in most Python installations. The calculations are done using the eval function. The calculator application enables user to perform simple calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It also has the CE and CE buttons to clear the display and start a new calculation respectively. To develop the calculator program, we'll start by importing the required libraries. For this program, we'll need to import the tkinter library, which contains all the necessary components to develop GUI window. We will also import the timer library to help with the blinking the background. Next, we need to define two key functions which will help with building our GUI, the calculator function and the button function. The calculator function will define a frame object and its constituent element. The button function will define a button object and associate properties. We can define the button function by passing it a source, side, text, and command when calling it. The side parameter passes the left or right side of the frame within which button will be displayed. The text parameter is responsible for displaying the text the user will see for their specified operation. The command parameter holds a command which will be triggered when the associated button is selected. After defining the calculator and button functions, we can create the GUI window by combining the two. We start by creating a basic frame and adding a master title of calculator to it. In order to show the user the result, we'll create a display which will further extend with the calculator and button functions. For the display, we'll need to create an entry box which will show the user the result. The entry box will have a relief of sunken along with various other elements justifying it to the right and borders. Next, we move to create the buttons required for the calculator in order to perform the various operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We will have to repeat a process for creating each individual button. By using the function calculator, we can generate our equal frames on each side of the window, with one of the frames having the CE and C buttons to clear the display. For other sections, we'll use the function button to assign values to the buttons while simultaneously creating them. Finally, before starting the GUI loop, we need to create a button function which will evaluate the expression fed to it by the user. This will be done using the eval function to execute the expression. This will generate a result which will finally be displayed in the entry box. Apart from the calculator function, we can also add a few other additional features to the program, such as the ability to blink the background. We create a function to blink the background. To achieve the blinking effect, we will utilize the try or expect loop and the time library to set the length of each color change. We then add another line of code to our starting loop to start the blink function. After completing the necessary code and functions, we run the application main loop to initiate the program and start the GUI event loop. This will finally feed the user's input to the expression calculator and will accordingly generate a desired result. With a few lines of code and a few simple functions, we now have a simple calculator which the user can use to perform basic operations. Utilizing tkinters allow us to quickly generate a calculator program with a few basic lines of code and functions. The program will be versatile enough to fit small as well as large-scale operations. We can also perform large programming operations and customize our application with a few more lines of code to fit our needs. We can also use tkinter to build other interactive GUI applications, including games or interactive database.